Hello. Oh my gosh, it has been a minute since I have sat down and talked with you about knitting and all of the things. My name is Diane, Suburban Stitcher. I am on Instagram as Suburban Stitcher, Blue Sky, Suburban Stitcher, Ravelry, DBB Stitch. And that's pretty much the only, not pretty much, those are the only social medias that I do. I think I have a Threads profile that I don't post on, but it's also Suburban Stitcher. That's just who I am. I have quite a few things. I say quite a few. It feels like a lot and also not a lot to talk about. I just released my shiny happy birthday cowl, which is out in the world. This is a pattern that I included as part of this year's birthday box. It was a 100 gram skein of sock yarn with 2 minis. So a sock set that had 2 mini skeins instead of just 1 mini skein. And I designed this cowl to go with it. So you can wear it singled or doubled. I do love a doubled cowl, and it's fingering weight, and so it is not super heavy, you know, especially for Texas. It's a good, just like keeps you warm, but it's not overly a lot of layers. Yeah, so this is shiny happy birthday cowl. The yarn was exclusive to the birthday box, but I have gotten a number of requests for this exact color. And so I'm considering doing a pre-order for the sock sets, or maybe just the main color. I don't know. Let me know if you have a preference, but yeah, I'm considering, okay, hair and fuzz everywhere. I'm considering doing a pre-order for this yarn. So you can see that it was the picture that I kind of used as my inspiration for this year's box was kind of an oil slicky color. And so you can see that it's a rainbowy kind of gray with rainbowy accents. And then the 2 colors that I used as the minis, they are, again, were new and probably exclusive to this sock set, but it was this blue kind of aqua with a gray wash, and then this bright neon-y pink with a gray wash. So you get the neutrals, but some fun pops. And I just basically played with different textured stitches and had a really good time making this one. So that is the shiny happy birthday cowl. It is available on Ravelry. This week it is 50% off. So it's normally a $5 pattern, but it is $2.50 through the end of the day on Sunday, which is the 27th, I believe. Yes, 27th. So that is the shiny happy birthday cowl. That is one thing that I finished in the last month or so. And then the next thing that I finished, I actually just found this off this morning. This is a test knit for, oh, there's a piece of like a sticker back or something. This is a test knit for my friend Shayna Lines Designs. Triangular shawl, and I say triangular because it's technically not a triangle, but kind of you're knitting it in that spirit, I guess is the best way to say that. So the center spine actually increases as you go. I think you can tell. And this was a great, just kind of mindless, meditative, easy TV social knitting. I brought it to knit at several LYSs a few weeks ago. I've knit it in front of several Astros games on the television. So it is definitely great for that. The shawl is called Analogous. Oh, and I will say this is not blocked. I literally just bound this off and wove in the ends, and I still need to block it. So it will grow for sure. And yeah, I cannot wait to see it once it's all blocked and nice. But it used so she wrote it for sport weight, but then also put in there that if you wanted to knit it in fingering weight, you could, of course. And I took very good notes for my yardage and grams, like when I got to her end of the pattern, so that someone knitting it with fingering weight would know kind of the yardage and grams that they needed to get to that point in the pattern. I used one skein minus this amount, but one skein of my sock yarn, Suburban Stitcher sock, and this is the colorway Wintergreen. And this is a skein of fingering to sport weight hand spun that I purchased several years ago from a Texas dyer spinner who sells her hand spun Thing for String, and her hand spun is gorgeous. This is a 3-ply fingering weight that was like 480 yards, and this is what I have left. So I have not actually weighed the final amounts, but that gives you an idea. I would say it's probably 160 to 170 grams worth of yarn to make the project. So that is great. I will be blocking that this afternoon and can't wait to do so. Another project that I have been working on, and it's a little bit slow going because I had that test knit to focus on, but I had this color that I dyed new this spring. It's called Orange Soda, and it's a bright kind of not primary, but secondary color, Crayola orange. And I really like it. Orange, I mean, I love pink and orange together. I love pink, orange, and red together. I'm definitely drawn to like the purple, red, pink, orange side of the color wheel. So I just needed a bright, true orange in the Suburban Stitcher repertoire, and here it is. So it's called Orange Soda. It is available in the shop now. You can get it on several bases ready to ship. And I cast on, this is the fur rib scarf, shawl. I'm not sure what he calls it, but I don't know how well, the camera's a bit far from me today, but you can see the texture. There are some dipped stitches in this texture. This is a pattern by Stephen West. And basically you start at this little skinny end, and you're gonna do his pattern up to, I am almost halfway. I probably have like this much left to go to halfway. And then you basically decrease down, mirroring this side. So it's very easy. It's very intuitive. It is a project that sits at my desk, and I will sit down, every day and do 15, 20 rows, something like that, just to sort of work through it. And it's been really great. I'm excited to have just like a bright little accent piece in my wardrobe this fall. I am knitting it with sock yarn and Surrey held together. I believe that his pattern is written for DK and mohair held together, which would make like a worsted weight. This is probably closer to a DK weight held together, so it's a little bit skinnier. I believe I also went down a needle size accordingly. I'm fairly certain he was knitting his on a size 7, and I chose to knit mine on a US size 6, but I like the fabric. Again, it's a little as I like to call them, scarfette. And so I don't think that the finished size is as crucial, because it is just going to be something that can tie in a little, you know, ascot-y style wrap around the neck for an accent. And yeah, so that is fur rib scarf. I think scarf. Scarfette. And I have two things that I'm about to cast on with knitting. One, I will be casting on, I'm going to finish this first because I do not need two scarfettes on the needles at the same time. This is a pattern that Shayna is coming out with in a couple of months. And it is a 3-color little bitty scarfette. And I will be knitting the smallest size because I love just like a 1-knot little tie situation. And it's stripy in multiple directions, which I feel like is Shayna's signature. Shayna loves a stripe. And so I chose this color that I had. It's called Whisper. It's basically like a very, very, very palest gray. Almost makes the yarn look white, but it's a very, very, very pale gray. Definitely a cool tone. And these are 2 colors that I dye. This is a new color. I don't know that it has a name yet. It might be Wild Watermelon. I don't know, but it doesn't have a name, but it's a bright neon-y pink that has some orangey undertones. And then this is Cobalt. I've dyed this for many years, but I just loved this look together. The white and the pink and the blue. It's kind of nautical, like bright, summery nautical, Charleston-y nautical. So that is coming up with those colors. And then I am also going to be swatching this afternoon, and then I will be starting it. It is a test knit for Beth McDonald Stone. It is for a summer weight, fingering weight, summer tee, short sleeve. And I'm going to be using my color Kelpie. So Kelpie is right here. This was the color of the month in December, and I loved it so much that it is staying around for sure. Kelpie it's basically like a teal that has been dirtied up, I would say. It's got some grays and some like scummy tobacco-y brown whiskey colors, and there's a few little hints of purple, but they kind of meld into the grays. This is what Kelpie looks like in a cake. So sometimes that is helpful. Here's the skein and here's the cake. This, I feel like, gives you a much better representation of what it might knit up like. So one of the reasons that, well, many reasons, but I was very anxious to get this particular design finished because I've been working on it for a little bit, and you know, we all like to finish things up. Definitely, I finished it in plenty of time to fulfill my test knit requirements. And yeah, so I also needed the cable from these needles to be able to start this project. Yeah, so that is exciting. I now have that cable free and I can start. As far as spinning goes, I did finish finally a skein of hand spun. I'm a bit far from the camera, so I don't know how much detail you're going to be able to see, but I finished this beautiful skein. It is probably a sport to DK weight, 3-ply. I want to say that this is, I feel like it's either Falkland or Polworth. I cannot remember. But it is some fiber that I bought from Primrose Fiber Company last summer, right before Tour de Fleece. And this is a 3-ply, like I said, probably sport to DK on average. And I think I got about 325 yards. So I originally was thinking a grid gambit for this, and I still might do that. I don't know, I haven't fully decided yet. So I just am really happy with how it turned out. I don't do 3-plies that often, so this will be nice. This I started in October, and it is the only thing that I've been spinning on since October. I took many months off in the winter from spinning, and I'm happy to be back at it. It's funny because spinning very often for me is a summertime activity. I don't know why. It just seems to be much more a summer thing for me. But I will show you the fiber for my next spin that I've already started, just barely, but I've already started it. It's on the wheel. This is the fiber. This is a little bit of it. It is a 90%, I believe it's superwash merino, 10% nylon. It's a custom blend from someone in the Dallas area that dyes yarn. I cannot remember, and that's really sad. But I have 8 ounces of this. I know that the colorway is called Heartthrob, and that's about all I can tell you. But it's very pretty. It is so soft, just insanely soft. Merino, of course, and then you combine it with the nylon, and it's just super soft. So I'm enjoying working with this. I hope to have this finished up not in 6 months, sooner than 6 months. And then my one little acquisition that I want to show you that I purchased from Coletta Designs is this awesome woven bag, and she used my Beth colorway for this series of bags that she made. I will put a link to her shop here and down below on the notes. I just love this so much. It's got waxed canvas and then her custom weaving that she does. This one's beautiful. It's got some like raised textured bits on this, and of course a gorgeous coordinating lining. But her bags are impeccably made, just so beautiful and so special that it's with yarn that I dyed. So I have several of her bags, but this is the first one that I was able to snag with my own hand dyed yarn. So that is super fun. Okay, the other thing that I have acquired, and this was actually a gift from my friend Terry. I think that I probably showed it on Instagram, maybe not, I cannot remember. But this is a t-shirt from Doolittle Yarnery, and it is run and owned by my friend Terry. She lives in Houston, and she has started this business this year, and it is going to be bags, t-shirts, accessories, notions. She is starting with quite a few like knitting in Texas themed or crafting in Texas themed, but she will be adding other just generic, knitting and crocheted items soon. I think she has a couple in there right now, but I love this one. We knit in Texas, y'all. And so she gifted me this. And if that name sounds familiar, Doolittle Yarnery, she is making a tote bag that's a like custom just for this Advent. It's part of the Advent purchase for this year. So 2025 Advent are in the shop. They are available. The theme is grayscale pop, and it is exactly what that sounds like. It is a grayscale 24 minis and then one skein that is your pop. And you get to pick your pop. So you get to, there's 14 different color choices. You get to pick exactly the color that you want it to be, whether you like hot pink, whether you like orange, whether you like aqua, whether you like olive green or lavender, or any of 1,000 other choices. Actually 10 other choices or so. There's 14 choices total. And so you should be able to find something that you like. I've had people ask, well, is it this kind of pink or this kind of pink? I haven't dyed them yet. So I don't have the colors, but many of the colors have like multiple choices with multiple tones. And so hopefully you will be very happy with what you choose. So it is 24 minis of a grayscale variety fade, one 100-gram pop skein, a pattern designed by me. I'm designing another Advent pattern this year. I'm very excited. I have already started sketching it out and coming up with my ideas, and I am so excited for y'all to see it this year. And then you also get the cute coordinating tote bag from Doolittle Yarnery. And that is all in the main Advent kit. If you would like to do add-ons or something instead of the full 25-day kit, we have a sock set, a mystery sock set this year, and it is also a grayscale pop theme. So it's a grayscale skein with a pop mini, and you get to pick your pop on the mini. And then this year, I'm introducing something new. We have a Sunday skeins, and it is 4 100-gram skeins to be opened on Sundays leading up to Advent. So there's 4 Sundays of Advent, and I think it starts November 30th, and then you open from there. So every Sunday leading up to Christmas Day. And that is the one calendar that actually doesn't have the pop option. There just really wasn't a way to make it mass producible and still have the pop option. So it is a 4 skein fade grayscale. And if you need to add a pop in there, then you'll have to do that on your own. But those are all of the options. I can't remember the exact, 240 is the main one. I think the sock set is 35, and then 112 for the Sunday skeins, I believe, but don't quote me. So double check on the website. The website is correct for sure. We still have Fade Club going. Fade Club is going. I just dyed potentially my favorite color ever. It's going out in the mail today. I say this every time, but this one's really very Diane and very fun and bright and awesome. And it's going out in the mail today. And so those folks will be getting that. And then we'll be in the next week, I guess I can start dyeing the next month. So that is what is going on around here. We are just having a great time. We had a great Easter. Oh, excuse me. We had a great Easter as a family with, college kid coming back home and all of us together. And it was just a really fabulous time. My sister and her kids came in for a week for their spring break a few weeks ago. And so we've just had a lot of family time recently and planning some summer vacations. Just doing a lot of fun things, which is, I think all of us need right now. A lot of fun things. I wanted to also mention I'm reading a ton. I still track my reading progress on Goodreads. I am looking at other sites to track as well. I haven't quite found the perfect tracking method for me, I don't think yet. But if you want to see what I'm reading lately, then it is all on Goodreads. I think I've read about 65 or so books this year so far, so I'm on track for my goal, basically. I am finishing up the Ruinous trilogy, which is a like spicy murder romance trilogy of books. And it's spicy. It's spicier than I'm accustomed to, I will say that. But the storyline and the characters are engaging. So, yeah. But that is my warning with that one. It is definitely a spicy, sexy book. But other than that, I've just been reading a lot of crime, police procedural, suspense drama books, which is sort of my default. And yeah, that is what's happening here. It is so lovely to check in with you guys. I've missed our chats. I'm hoping that as we get into the summer and just work this year looks so different because of not traveling for shows and just getting to travel with family. And so I'm excited for the little extra pockets of knitting and crafting time that is affording me. I hope that you have a lovely day, week, doing whatever it is that you love to do, and I will see you next time. Bye.